In the quirky, pastel-colored town of Snickerdoodle Springs, life was as sweet as the name suggests. The town was a patchwork of whimsical shops, rolling green hills, and cobblestone streets that seemed to sparkle in the sunlight. At the heart of it all was 10-year-old Penny Pippin, a spirited girl with a knack for getting into trouble, and her loyal canine dog, Max, a German shepherd with a heart of gold and a nose for adventure. Penny and Max were inseparable. While Penny dreamed of becoming a detective like her late grandfather, Max had already lived a life of action as a retired police dog. Together, they spent their days solving minor mysteries around town, like finding lost toys or figuring out who stole Mrs. Butterworth's prize-winning apple pie. But today, their lives were about to take a wild turn. While rummaging through her grandfather's old attic, Penny stumbled upon a dusty, rolled-up map. It was labeled the Treasure of Snickerdoodle Springs and marked with cryptic symbols and riddles. Penny's eyes sparkled with excitement. "This is it, our first real mystery," she exclaimed. Max barked in agreement, his tail wagging furiously. The map led to a legendary treasure hidden somewhere in the nearby enchanted forest, a place filled with talking animals, magical plants, and bizarre creatures. But there was a catch. The forest was also home to the notorious biker bandits, a gang of bumbling bikers who terrorized the town with their absurd antics. Unbeknownst to Penny, the biker bandits were also after the treasure. The biker bandits were led by Big Bubba, a burly man with a handlebar mustache and a penchant for dramatic speeches. His gang included Sprocket, a wiry mechanic who could fix anything but his own bad luck, Crunch, a muscle-bound brute with a soft spot for kittens, and Sparky, a hyperactive daredevil who loved explosions a little too much. When the bandits heard about Penny's map, they hatched a plan to steal it. "That treasure's ours," Big Bubba declared, revving his motorcycle. "And if a little girl and her mutt get in the way, well, that's just too bad." Penny and Max set off for the enchanted forest, unaware they were being followed. The forest was a visual feast for a 3D animated series. Towering trees with glowing leaves, bioluminescent mushrooms, and rivers that flowed uphill. Along the way, they encountered a series of hilarious challenges. First, they had to cross the Bridge of Bewilderment, a rickety bridge guarded by a sassy troll named Gary. "Answer my riddle or no passage," Gary demanded. The riddle was absurd. What is keys but can't open locks? Penny thought for a moment before grinning. "A piano," she declared. Gary groaned and let them pass. Next, they faced the field of fickle flowers, where flowers sneezed pollen. That made Max talk in a high-pitched voice. "I sound ridiculous," Max whined, his deep baritone replaced by a squeaky tone. Penny couldn't stop laughing. Just as Penny and Max reached the Cave of Crystal Clues, the biker bandits ambushed them. "Hand over the map, kid," Big Bubba growled. Penny stood her ground, but before she could respond, Max sprang into action. Using his K9 training, he disarmed Sprocket with a well-timed leap, tripped Crunch with a low tackle, and distracted Sparky by fetching his beloved wrench. The bandits were stunned. "Who taught that dog kung fu?" Sparky exclaimed. Penny smirked. "You messed with the wrong duo." Inside the cave, Penny and Max solved the final riddle, which required teamwork and quick thinking. The treasure turned out to be not gold or jewels, but a magical seed that could grow into anything the planner desired. Penny planted it, and it grew into a massive treehouse filled with books, gadgets, and everything a young detective could ever need. The biker bandits, realizing the error of their ways, apologized and offered to help Penny and Max protect the treehouse. "Maybe we've been chasing the wrong kind of treasure," Big Bubba admitted. Penny smiled. "The real treasure is friendship and maybe a little adventure." As the sun set over Snickerdoodle Springs, Penny and Max sat in their new treehouse overlooking the town. "You know, Max," Penny said, "today taught me that no matter how big the challenge, we can overcome it if we work together and believe in ourselves." Max barked in agreement, his deep voice finally restored. The story ended with a heartwarming montage of the townsfolk celebrating Penny and Max's bravery, the biker bandits redeeming themselves by helping the community, and the treehouse becoming a symbol of hope and unity. The story of Biker's attic little girl, unaware that her dog Eyes, a trained K9 dog, left audiences laughing, inspired, and eager for more. Its clever humor, thrilling action, and heartfelt message about teamwork and courage made it a standout in the world of 3D animated series. And as the credits rolled, one thing was clear: Penny and Max's adventures were just beginning.